welcome to Stacey's Kitchen, macaroons. A lot of people have asked me for my recipe because they find them super fiddly and annoying to make. However, after me trying probably about 15 to 20 different recipes, this is the one that I love. So hopefully you'll love watching it and making these macaroons at home and with your children. And do let me know what you think. Enjoy the tutorial. It's important to process your almonds so they're actually as finely ground as they can possibly be. This will give you a nice smooth top to your macs. So put your ground almonds into a food processor. There's 70 grams of ground almonds. By the way, this recipe can be easily doubled. And then 125 grams of icing sugar on top of that. I'm going to pulse just twice to mix it together. Now I'm going to turn it on and leave it running for 1 minute. It's very important you don't skip this bit out. Really, really have to do it. Pop it into a sieve. Get it all in there. Now, we're just going to sieve all of the mixture through into a bowl. You can help it a bit if you want to. You'll probably have around a teaspoon or a teaspoon and a half left in the sieve. Don't try and push this bit through. This is rubbish. You want to throw that away. That's actually the hard bit done. Now all we have to do is put 70 grams of room temperature egg whites into the bowl of a stand mixer and start whisking slowly. The aim here is to get it into the foamy stage. Once we've got the egg whites into a foamy stage, we're going to pour 50 grams of granulated sugar on top of it and whip it up into a meringue. There you go. Perfect. At this point, we're going to carry on whisking and pour the 50 grams of granulated sugar straight into the bowl. Now turn it up and leave it to go for around 2.5 to 3 minutes until you get a lovely meringue. Lovely, that's a very good looking meringue. Now it's time to add the food colouring of your choice. Macaroons or macarons, depending on how you like to call them. I like to call them macs. They are obviously loads and loads of different colours. I'm going to do mine pink, of course, but you can do blue, green, yellow, purple, red, whatever you want. The same theory applies. Shove in the food colouring to whatever colour you like. I want mine to be quite bright. And now whisk it in. That's a good colour, but I'm going to go a little bit pinker. Really nice. Okay, I'm just going to take it down the sides. And there we have it, the pink meringue part of it. And now it's time to add the almond mix. For all those people who asked for my recipe, it'd be amazing if you could make it and show me what you've done. It would be fabulous. I'd love that. Here we go. This is where people start finding things a little bit tricky. But really, don't worry. Pour all of your ground almond mix straight into your bowl. Get yourself a nice spatula. And this is where you want to just take care. You have to fold in the mixture probably around 25 to 30 strokes. You might want to come and have a look at how I do this. I fold it round and in, round and in, round and in. Okay, you want to keep the air in your meringue as much as possible. So look, there it is, already looking lovely. Fold it round and cut in, round and in. The consistency you're going for is like a ribboning on a cake. You want it to fall off the spatula in ribbons, then you know that the mixture is ready. Very important not to overmix it. So I'm going to show you each stage. It's not ready now. If I show you each stage, then you'll understand a little bit better. It's getting there, can you see? It's starting to fall a little bit easier. Round and in. I'm not counting my strokes. Are you counting my strokes? Round and in. You can always mix it more, but you can't mix it less. So it's very important to just take care and keep on looking. Oh, look at that, it's getting there now. Would you like to come and have a look at how it, you see the mixture's different now? Not far off, look, it's coming down. A couple more strokes and that'll be ready. Right. 1, 2. Okay. Right, the mixture is ready to use. That didn't take long, did it? Now you need to put it into a piping bag with a nozzle of your choice. I'm using a small nozzle because I'm doing mini max, but if you want to do maxi max, then you can use a big nozzle. Okay, I'm now going to spoon the mixture into the icing bag. Okay, so it's all in the bag, ready to pipe. Now, you can get hold of macaron templates online, or you can draw little circles yourself if you want to follow a pattern. It's absolutely fine. If you want to do small circles, you can draw them on, turn it over, and then pipe on top. I don't. I just do it freehand. So there might be a bit of a mess, but let's see. Okay, 1. Leave a little gap in between each one. Start in the middle and you push down and lift up. I remember doing my macaroons in the tent. It was very, very stressful. They were supposed to be small like this and they ended up huge from the stress of it all. Anyway, these are my mini macs. They're pretty cute, aren't they? And don't worry if they're not all the same size. Some will be big, some will be small. Just make sure that you pair it up with its same size partner. It's actually very good consistency. I'm pleased. Okay, now I've got lots more, so I'll do another tray in a minute. But for now, let me just show you what to do. You need to get all the air bubbles out of your macaron before they rest. So you're going to tap the side of the tray onto your work surface. This should bring up all the air bubbles to the top. Right, now these are just going to rest. They're going to rest here for around 25 to 30 minutes until a skin has formed over the top. Now the important part of that is it helps give the feet on the bottom of your macaron, which is basically the characteristic of the macaron. It has like a nice little foot. It's called a foot, I'm not quite sure. I'd rather call it a belt. But anyway, it has that. So we're going to leave this settling, resting, 25 minutes to half an hour. And in the meantime, I'm going to make my ganache. To make ganache, I'm going to put 90 ml of double cream into a small saucepan, and I'm going to heat that up until it's just starting to boil. And in this bowl, I have 150 grams of white chocolate chips. So we're done. If you don't use white chocolate chips and you just use white chocolate, make sure you chop it up as small as possible. We're going to heat the cream up and then pour it into the white chocolate. Make sure it's all in. Give it a stir every so often, because what does tend to happen is the skin will form on the top. You don't really want that. So stir the cream until it starts simmering. The plan is the cream should get hot enough so that when you pour it into the chocolate, it will melt the chocolate. That's the reason for heating up the cream. Okay, cream is now boiling, so that is great. And I'm going to pour it over my chocolate. Get it all in there. Okay, now you're just going to leave that to do its thing for about a minute. Don't do anything, leave it. Now get your whisk out and whisk it all together. It's melted, it's very nice. And you can see what's going on here. Oh, that's made my oven, which is turned on to 150 degrees, is now ready. That is a good looking ganache. It's all melted, I've whisked it in, there's no lumps. Now all we have to do is cover the actual surface of the ganache with a bit of cling film to avoid it getting any funny skin, and then cover it again. I'm going to pop that in the fridge to cool. My first batch of Macs are ready to go in the oven, and the reason I know that is because when I touch them with my finger, they're like a little bit paste. They're not sticky, they're more pasty, and a skin has definitely formed on the top of that. Mine only took about 10 minutes, so that's great. Now it's time to put on some of my special edible glitter dust to give them a nice luster top to them. And just going to put, you don't have to do this at all. They're very nice without, but actually I do like the little shine they get. I think they look really pretty. And it's not as heavy as glitter, actual glitter. It's just a little glittery film. They're going in the oven by themselves. If you pack your macarons in the oven, you might have a problem and the bottom ones might crack or they won't cook at the same rate. I always cook my macarons on their own, one tray at a time, 150 degrees for 12 minutes. And I'm going to tell you how to know whether your macarons are done as well, so follow me. I will check it after 10 minutes because they are pretty small, these ones. Obviously, depending on the size of your macaron, depending on how long they take. So bigger ones will take about 14 minutes, huge ones will take 16 to 20 minutes. It does really depend, but these should only take about 10 to 12. And now I'm going to get my sprinkles ready. Right, let's see. Oh, they're so cute. And they are ready. You can tell if your macarons are ready if you put your finger on the top and you just move them about. If they wobble off of their base, they're not ready. The Macs have now cooled and they're ready for me to put my ganache into. They all have the characteristic foot. I'll just pick one up here. When you take them off of the tray and they have a nice flat top and the characteristic foot, you know that you've done well. So hopefully all of yours will look like this. My gorgeous ganache has been put into a piping bag. You could just use a spoon and dollop a bit onto the centre of your macaron, but actually it's much, much easier in a piping bag. So get the nozzle of your choice, pop it in, and let's start filling them up. I do want to put quite a bit in because you'll see why in a minute. So I'm going to take a little friend who matches. I'm going to push it down so that the ganache is coming out the side, because now I'm going to roll it in my gorgeous unicorn sprinkles. You can use any sprinkles you want. I've decided today to do these ones because they're unicorn-esque. Oh, so cute. They're tiny, these. They're about the size of a pound coin. Very, very easy to just pop in your mouth. Just going to put these in the fridge to harden the ganache a little bit. And there you have it. Now you know how to make your very own bite-sized mini Macs with a white chocolate ganache and unicorn sprinkles. Delicious. Here we are. For those of you who wanted my Mac recipe, now you have it. I really hope you enjoyed watching the tutorial, and if you did and you haven't done already, can you please click the subscribe button and then you'll be notified if I do any more videos. Bye.